Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and we have a 5-game slate tomorrow for the LPL and the LCK. It's a beautiful thing. Very happy about that. It'll be a lot more interesting on these slates moving forward. You'll have a lot more lineups that can be built, so it should be less chopping and stuff like that. Let's go over what happened last night real quick. RNG beat Dominus, LGD beat Vici. T1 beat KT Rolster, and Sandbox beat Dynamics. So all the favorites won last night. Not any real surprises there. LGD had one really close game. I think they were losing the first match and managed to backdoor, something like that. And T1 had Closer instead of Faker. So Closer looked good. He just turned 17. Not sure if that's going to be a long-term change or if that was just trying to get him stage time before playoffs just in case they need to use him. But he played fine. He'll be very impactful when the Aurelia buffs come out. Apparently he's like an Aurelia one-trick. So in honor of this slate that's out tomorrow, I'm going to go through my picks for today and tomorrow for the NALCS, LEC, LCK, and LPL. So if you want access to my picks outside of this video, you need to join Patreon, which gives you access to Discord, and I will post my I generally post my picks between like 9 to 11 o'clock the day before the matches happen. So we'll just start in the LCS. So today it's Team Liquid against Dignitas. There's not really much to go through in regards to the teams. I think it's obvious that Team Liquid is a much better team than Dignitas. So I guess we can talk about their chances of getting the upset. So Team Liquid against Dignitas. Dardoch has looked pretty good. He plays the Karthus. He plays Graves. I think Lilia is going to be active. I don't think Broxa plays that. Maybe Dardoch picks that up as well. So they should have some draft flexibility. I don't know. It'd be a pretty shocking loss from Team Liquid if they do actually lose this match, if I'm being honest. So I'm not anticipating that. I'm going to go with Team Liquid on that one. TSM against Evil Geniuses. Okay, so this is a good match. Very good match. TSM is 9-5. EG is 7-7. Let's look at what happened last week, just to remind you how people are going to be thinking about this. So EG beat Immortals and lost to Dignitas. So the last thing that everyone remembers is the loss to Dignitas. TSM beat Dignitas and beat CLG. Transitive property. TSM beat Dignitas. Dignitas beat beat EG. TSM is going to beat EG. The only problem is, I think Evil Geniuses are the more talented team. And I've been talking about this for a while now. So in the top lane, we have Huni against Broken Blade. If you were starting a team that needed to win this split, who would you rather have, Huni or Broken Blade? I think most people would say Huni. Svenskeren against Spica, same thing. Svenskeren looked pretty bad in their match last week, but I believe this could be not true, but I did hear this on Twitter, I think, that Evil Geniuses was getting lag spikes throughout the entire game, specifically Svenskeren. And this week they're moving into a gaming house. Well, not a gaming house. They're playing from an office, something like that. So they shouldn't have any of the same ping issues that they've had in the past. So that's a big positive for Svenskeren. As long as there's no more issues. In the mid lane we have Bjergsen against Golden Glue. Bjergsen's obviously the better player. In the bot lane we have Bang and Zazel against Double Lift and Treats. I prefer Bang and Zazel. So I basically prefer TSM in 2 to 3 of the roles, and the other ones are going even. Well, no. I prefer Evil Geniuses in 2 or 3 roles. At least 1 or 2 is even, and then Bjergsen is better than Golden Glue. So I think this is going to be a pretty boring macro game for the most part. I don't expect TSM to really try to make this bloody. If anybody is going to turn it into a bloody game, it's going to be because of Evil Geniuses getting a little bit of an early lead and then TSM contesting objectives. If TSM gets ahead, they're going to want to play slow. If Evil Geniuses gets ahead, they're going to want to play slow. So it's going to come down to which team from a losing position is able to, or is willing to be more aggressive. But I mean, that's really only for DraftKings. I think I think I have to take Evil Geniuses in that match. But let's go through tomorrow as well. Depending on when you watch this video, you'll probably need both sets of games. So 100 Thieves against FlyQuest. In my rankings, I have FlyQuest ranked higher than... actually, let's just do that. It's a very basic way of picking, but I think that it's smart for players to like be honest with themselves how they view teams, and then that does expedite the picking process. So I basically have FlyQuest as a B tier team, and I have 100 Thieves as a C tier team, and I think that the talent discrepancy is pretty clear. So let's go roster by roster. So in the top lane we have Someday against Solo. I think Someday is the better player. In the jungle we have Contracts against Santorin. I think Santorin's a better player. In the mid lane we have Ryoma and Power of Evil. Power of Evil is the better player. In the bot lane we have Cody Sun and Poom against Wild Turtle or Mash and Ignar. I'm not sure who's starting for FlyQuest. Probably Wild Turtle. I would take Santorin, Power of Evil over Contracts from Ryoma every day. And mid jungle is very important right now. That's probably where I'm going to... that's the main reason why I'm going to go down the FlyQuest road. 100 Thieves definitely has chances to win the game. If they can get an early snowball, then great. I could see them outthinking themselves and trying to play some kind of scaling team composition because they're starting to think that they're good or something. Definitely on FlyQuest tomorrow. Golden Guardians against C9. I don't even have to think about it. It's Cloud9. Team Liquid against CLG. Definitely going to be on Team Liquid here. I don't think that Counter Logic Gaming has anything to play for. They're not a good team. They don't have good long-term talent. There's nothing exciting about CLG in my opinion. I don't know if there's any playoff implications for Team Liquid. Like maybe if they like secure a playoff spot, they're going to play for first place no matter what because you probably get some kind of incentive for being in first place. So I think Team Liquid is going to be super serious the rest of the split. Obviously everyone wants to win, but when your like focus is winning for playoff reasons, you do tend to tighten up a little bit. So maybe you wouldn't want Team Liquid in DraftKings, although CLG is a good team to pick players against generally. Next up we have Dignitas and Immortals. I think that Immortals are slightly better than Dignitas. If I had to pick someone to win a game, I'd pick Xmithy over Dardoch. But if I wanted someone to have like higher upside and more of a carry role in the jungle, I would pick Dardoch. So what I would say is, when you watch the match tonight between Team Liquid and Dignitas, if Dignitas correctly drafts around Dardoch and he's able to put together a carry performance, not necessarily win, but put together like a good, strong early and mid game and have real chances of beating Team Liquid, then I would switch my pick. But most likely I would be on the Immortal side of that one. Alright. Next up, we can do the LEC. So right now the LEC is on Schalke 1, Misfits 1, Mad Lions 1. I had XL over Schalke, I had Misfits, I had Mad Lions. And then Vitality against G2. I have G2. They're drafting right now. And then Fnatic against Rogue. I would probably go with Fnatic. I'm not a big believer in Rogue, and I just anticipate Fnatic doing well the rest of the season. Tomorrow's match, Origin against Schalke. Schalke's won 3 matches in a row. They did this last split where they started playing well at the end of the split. I still think Origin's a better team than them. I'll be on Origin. Like, I know Origin lost today, but they lost to Mad Lions. You can't really hold anything against them in that regard. They had a questionable draft and lost to Sona Lux, but still, I'm not too concerned. Next up, Misfits and Excel. I'm a fan of Misfits. I think that Misfits will be fine long term. They need to make some changes. to their roster, probably, but still going to be on them. Rogue against SK. Rogue is the better team than SK. I'll be on Rogue most likely. There are good reasons to play SK Gaming. I think that in the top lane, Genax is probably better than Finn. At least on this patch, he has been playing very well. So that's something that I'd maybe reconsider depending on how my lineups are going. And then I'd go with Mad, and I'd go with G2.